I think we'll wrap NFL discussion up with the breaking story, the only talking point really from the NFL you've seen on ESPN all week. It's the Richie Incognito discussion. If for some reason you're listening and you don't know what happened, he is a Miami Dolphins left tackle, I believe. He was their left tackle.
Yeah, left tackle or left guard. I think it's guard.
He was the captain, though. He was the captain, the representative on the leadership council, elected by his teammates for the Miami Dolphins. He represented their offensive line, was a team captain. He just got suspended indefinitely, probably kicked off the team and out of the NFL for bullying his, I believe it was the left guard.
I think
right
left,
tackle.
yeah. So his fellow offensive lineman, he's a rookie. Yeah. He was
his second year.
His second year. Yeah,
second year. I thought he was a rookie.
He was a rookie last
year.
Yeah.
Oh, but it came out what he did last year, right?
Yeah, but it's still
It's been like a year and a half of it building on.
So just ongoing bullying, I've seen some of the text messages and the stuff I've read. They're pretty nasty. Not what you would expect one teammate, especially a team captain, to send to another teammate. I think it takes. I know we're guys. We've all been in sports. You like to make fun of each other, but I think it takes it a little bit too far. There's kind of joking around with the guy. I understand this is pro football, so it's even more extreme. But from what he was saying, I would never want to hear a teammate, let alone my team captain, saying that stuff to a rookie.
Right.
And it caused the guy, Martin, I don't remember his first name. Jonathan Martin. It caused him to leave the team. He just decided to leave because he couldn't take it anymore. And from watching all the coverage on ESPN, Incognito has had a history of anger management, a history of taking bad personal fouls, letting his anger get the better of him during games. So they said this was a time bomb waiting to happen, and now it's exploding across the NFL. Everybody's issuing statements against bullying. And I actually just got an update on my phone from ESPN that the NBA just issued a memo to all their teams saying that bullying will not be tolerated in the NBA. So this will be our talking point. This will be our discussion.
Yes, it will.
Ryan, go ahead and start us off with this one.
It's a soap opera right now because new information is coming out every other hour, every day. The story changes. Just a couple things that surprises me, I guess, from this, and I say this is wrong 100%. What I had, and I still want to hear more about it, and I don't know if I'm going to get an answer anytime soon, is that a report said that Martin never came and talked to the coaches, and the coaches were the ones that told Incognito to toughen him up. So, to me, if you're not willing to talk to your coach, and I'm not putting this blame at Martin at all in this conversation, but if you're not willing to talk to your coach, or it shows there's something going on more, and that's where I want more clarification. Is did he come to you and talk to you? If so, then it completely changes even more. The other thing people are standing up for Incognito, which I was surprised to see, and I'll have more talking points if you bring them up. But I'm saying this right now. This story is more damaging the NFL than Spygate up in New England and Bountygate down in New Orleans. This is when you've had so many stories of teenagers being bullied, committing suicide, and you are seeing this happen by professionals, teammates. This makes it even worse. And then they have the private investigator about ready to come and do his findings. This whole thing could turn upside down and would look horrible for Miami coming after this. I think next week it's going to be more eye-opening, and you're going to be like, how do we have this happen? Are we going to have stuff? Goodell's going to finally have to step in and do something. It's going to be interesting. I feel sorry for Goodell, going to have to step in. But I guess this is my shun of the week. How do you let this happen on an NFL team? I know you roughing up rookies and all that stuff, but a year and a half, and he says it's just not one player. Incognito was the worst of it, but there was other players there that were egging him on and doing just as much as him. So I'm waiting to see the other players that are mentioned in his, I guess, official document's going to be sent to Goodell. I think I heard that it's going to be sent to Goodell. So I just don't know how this happens nowadays with all the media about bullying and anti-bullying campaigns.
I'll touch off on the roughing up a player, kind of toughening him up. And I'll touch on the two H's in this situation, hazing and harassment. There's a difference. Hazing happens in the NFL. It's socially accepted by players, the media. I mean, put it this way. A rookie will buy the whole offensive line dinner one night. They'll take a trip, and the offensive lineman will pay for it. That's all fine and such. I mean, the media likes it. They don't give it quite the attention. It's when you cross that line into harassment that things get dicey, the media gets hostile, the media becomes a huge factor in it. And the media's blown this thing up. I mean, and you're right, Ryan. Absolutely, harassment has no place in an NFL locker room. It has no place, I mean, in any social atmosphere. But especially in an NFL locker room, I mean, and them being professionals, them being paid like professionals, them being paid to act like professionals. And with the NFL becoming as big, it's the number one sport in America.
Yep.
More kids are tuning into it. And when they look on the 7 p.m. Sports Center or the 6 p.m. Sports Center and see this story getting such the media coverage, what does that say about the true NFL and where it's headed? I hope the best for this situation. I'm on Martin's side overall, but as you said, I don't think Incognito's alone in this.
No.
I mean, and actually I think the whole locker room is so divided that the whole season is going to be uncomfortable. I think the whole season is going to go down in a train wreck for the Dolphins. I mean, and they're fighting for a playoff spot right now. And I don't like the situation at all. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes probably every NFL fan uncomfortable.
Well, I'm happy that I got to go last on this because, as usual, I got a whole lot to say about this. Number one, Jonathan Martin deserves some of the blame for this situation. Let me tell you why. There is no circumstance as a grown man that you should let another grown man bully you. That's some crap. So he's clearly too soft for this scenario in the first place. So maybe if he stopped being soft and hit Incognito in the mouth, this one to continue. So first of all, grow a pair and knock the dude out. That's it. That's on you part. Number two, Incognito definitely deserves blame for this. But it's not totally on him. It goes back. The Dolphins management as leadership has problems. Going up to Jeff Ireland as the GM, he has problems being a leader. Going back to when he asked Des Bryant's mom was she a prostitute or something like that, during the draft combine. Yeah. So that goes up to him. But the locker room plays a big part of this. Let me tell you why. The whole Jonathan Martin is not looked at as being black, but Incognito has a black card.
I wanted to ask you about that. It goes like an honorary black man, exactly. And I've been waiting for this opinion from you.
Absolutely, yeah. as the only resident black man on this show, I understand what they're saying because I'm not going to sit up here and be naive or BS nobody. There are black people that I know and black people where I'm from that act white, and it's different and there's some white people who act black, and it's kind of a difference, but. You don't give somebody a black card. It's not like it's a club. It's not like you can get a MasterCard if you apply. It's not like that. So, it's not like you can get a black card. So that's a whole bunch of nonsense. And then they talking about that he's able to say the N-word.
Yeah, I was going to.
Now, that definitely, that's I'm not rolling with that at all.
That was my biggest problem.
I don't care how cool you are, and I love me some white people. Like racism, it exists in this country, but it don't exist in me. I love people from everywhere, white, black. I don't care what your race is, your gender, none of that. I love me some white people. Never once in my life, and never will and once will I allow it, has a white dude said the N-word to me. Now I got white friends who have said the N-word, and sometimes they don't say it, but they be on Twitter and they type it or something. And we do live in a different type of generation where it's not taken as offensive by our age group. I think because rap has a lot to do with it, and also because they use it as a term of endearment like we use it. And sometimes I try not to use it as often, but if I'm rapping a song that got it in there, I'm gonna say it. It's not like I'm gonna bleep myself out of the song doing that part. But it's used. But to hear it at this level, like you said, the whole NFL and how kids are looking at this is that's a big thing. But I feel like Jonathan Martin has to play a part in this. I feel like he has to come out and say something. Because as a grown man, I don't care what the circumstance is. If you allow somebody to bully you, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's been a bust. I know they said that he hasn't been a good player. You can't, as a grown man, you can't allow somebody else to bully you. Yeah. And then for your teammates to say, and like you said, it was a locker room thing because I think they said one time they were having lunch or something, and they all left and got up from the table and left them sitting there. Yeah. I don't have a problem with messing with people. I understand, like you said, the harassment and all that. I'm not a harasser, but I'll mess with you and talk about you a little bit. But when the teammates saw that he started having an emotional problem with it, that's when you got to stop that. When you understand that when he's taking it too far, you got to let him know it's a joke and then chill out with it. That's the end of it. They're going too far. So I feel like just everybody plays a part in this together. I think it's broken up different ways, but Martin has to come out and say something. Incognito, I don't think we really care what he has to say at this point.
No. I think we've heard what he said.
We've heard what he said, like that voicemail.
Yeah.
And then there's some other thing. Jonathan Martin supposedly had the voicemail, carrying it around the locker room, and he was laughing about it. That's what Brian Hartline, the wide receiver, said.
That's new on me.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, he said he was carrying around like last week he had the voicemail and he was over there laughing about it. So Martin needs to come out and clear some of this stuff up.
Like that document that he's writing up with his two Harvard parents. I think they both went to Harvard. I think.
Right. Yeah, they did.
And I'm going, I want to see this document, and this might be the only time I read an official document all the way through because I want to know each little thing so I can make my opinion on it. Because we haven't heard. We've heard from their lawyers,
exactly,
but we haven't heard from him specifically, and I'm waiting to see that. And that's why I don't think we've heard much from the Miami side because they want to hear what's going on because they want to say fact, false, and
there's not much from what we have seen, from what we do know. I think, at least for my opinion, Incognito is pretty much in the wrong. I think Martin didn't handle it the best of ways. But when you look at it, they made an interesting point on, I forgot which show I was watching. It was something on ESPN. It might have been SportsCenter, and I think they had a former player in there. It might have been that Giants guy they have in there a lot.
Oh, Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, and he was like, well, it was a no-win situation for Jonathan Martin. You go to the coaches, you're seen as a snitch.
Yeah.
You're going to try and fight Incognito, but honestly, I know these are some big dudes, but I wouldn't really want to fight that guy. Has mental issues. And he bench presses. I heard he's like one of the biggest best bench pressers in the league. So one hit from him could knock you out. I mean, Jonathan Martin's also a big dude. So like maybe you fight him.
You gotta take that risk sometimes because even if you lose the fight, keep fighting him again. Eventually he's gonna get tired of it.
Yeah.
Like don't back down. Yeah. I'm not the biggest dude in the world. Y'all can clearly see me. I'm at the most 160 pounds. Yeah. And I'm about 5'9". Somebody bother me, I'm coming at them every day. I'll keep losing, but I'm going to keep coming back. Yeah. I feel like it's a point where you can't let somebody bully you. That just sounds so, how are you a grown man getting bullied?
I just felt
what is that, man? That's just soft. That makes no sense at all. Then you talking about the ESPN update you got with the NBA. See, that's a whole bunch of crap, man. Bullying is like kids like in elementary school.
Yeah.
Like, that just don't make no type of sense at all. I don't understand how, as a grown man, and I know I done said this like 60 times, because my mom just texted me and said I said it 50 times. As a grown man, you cannot let somebody else bully you. That is the softest thing in the world.
It's just, I understand where you're coming from, and I guess this is what happens when you have kids that look up and idolize athletes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody's idolizing Incognito or Martin, but when you have that, you need to say something. I'm gonna applaud the NBA. I don't know where from the NBA it's come from. If it's come from Stern or somebody,
that's all I got.
I understand because I see NBA stars being idolized more than NFL. Yeah. So they're trying to say, let's nip it in the butt, right? As it is. Yeah. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Riley Cooper's looking like Jesus right now compared to what.
I wouldn't go that far. But his situation is a lot less.
Yeah, it's a lot less with all this, and I think it's going to change. We'll probably be talking this 3 weeks from now when we meet again, because we're going to get the official documents and everything. I don't know how this looks out. Thank God this is not part of the NCAA, because God only knows where this would go from.
That would change. Yeah, you might see that.
Everything I heard, it was a no-win situation for Martin. From what all the former players like Pierce on ESPN and a couple other guys, they said it was really a no-win situation. Like everybody was against him.
Is it Pouncey?
Yeah,
was standing up for Martin, not Martin.
Incognito.
The following day.
Yeah,
and I was going like, okay, when people are starting to stand up for Incognito, something's not.
That's what makes it weird because the whole locker room seems to be standing up for him, and usually, you don't usually see that. Like even when somebody does something stupid, you may say, "I support," but I don't support the action. They're not saying that. They're standing behind this dude, like they encourage the action. So it makes it kind of weird. Like Martin,
there's more to it. There's
Martin.
Be more to
I think that's why I feel like Martin has a part to play in this, and he's not coming out, which might be smart on his part because he might mess it up for himself. Because I don't know what he's trying to get from this. I don't know if he's trying to get like financial contribution to something.
I think he might try to get released so he can get money and go somewhere else.
Well, I just think, like, kind of what Adam said, there's a clear line between hazing. I mean, the stuff to make the rookies wear the Dora the Explorer backpacks, carry the water in the pads, even tape them to the goal post. That's fine. Yeah. Make them carry all the stuff, all the luggage on road trips. That's fine. But also, too, I mean, obviously what Incognito did, what he said, was completely crossing the line. But also, too, it's a set time. You only do the rookies. They do it for a couple weeks, half the season of your rookie year, and it's over. And then you're done. But then apparently it's been going on for a year and a half, too. I think the timetable also has something to do with it. It's got to stop eventually. Yeah, it has to.
Why did nothing happen over the off season?
Yeah, exactly.
If it was and it's
there's a big difference between what he said and regular rookie hazing. Like there's a difference between what Incognito said and making him carry a Dora the Explorer backpack.
Yeah, every sport does it. You just deal with it But a year and a half. I feel sorry for what's going down in Miami because it looked so promising down there until
they had
this last couple
start
weeks.
To this year.
Yeah, they had such a great start season 2. Man, this kind of
it's going to overshadow what they've done early on.
Their franchise was starting to look up. They have some very good Mike Wallace, Tannehill's playing well.
3-0 to start this year, and it's
has Mike Wallace said anything about that?
No, I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything, but I think Stephen A was saying something about him and Cameron White was they might have had something to do with that whole honorary black card, which is that's some dumb stuff too. Like everybody, I feel like the Miami Dolphins should come out on Sunday and their jerseys should say "stupid" across it. Like everybody on that organization seems to just be dumb.
Yeah.
Besides maybe Tannehill. Tannehill pretty much his presser was okay, but besides everybody else, I have no idea what goes through their head when they wake up.
Yeah, and the thought escaped me for a second.
It'll be interesting to see a split locker room.
Play
on the field.
Yeah. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Where's the offensive line coach? He has not made a statement, and I know this is his first year, but still, you should know by the head coach of what is going on. Unless Miami's front office is saying, "Don't say a word to anybody. We'll keep you in the corner. We'll bring you out of the dungeon every day for practice and on game day, but you're not saying anything. You got escorts everywhere because we don't want you to make a statement at all until we hear something because it's going to be interesting because I could see him being fired. I'm surprised he hasn't been fired.
I think Jeff Ireland's going to end up being fired, the GM. Yeah. Pretty soon.